Hello, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that bothers everybody the most. Something that takes away the smile from your faces, the happiness from your hearts, and leaves you feeling a wide array of emotions, complex emotions, anxiety, worry, pressure, and all of those things have a lot to do with the problems that you all have. And of course, problems are something that every person, we are not born with it, of course, but from the minute that we are born to the minute that we die, we all have problems. Even a little kid has a problem. He can't speak, he's crying. That's the only way he can communicate that he has a problem, but he doesn't know, like, he can't speak a language, so he cannot communicate what the problem is, and so he feels trapped. He's like wah wah wah, and then you don't even know, why is he crying? Is he crying because he's hungry? Is he crying because he's not feeling well? Is he crying because he feels sleepy? Why is he crying? That's his problem. He's not able to communicate it. And so from that point, our problems just grow and grow and grow as we grow, right? When the kid happens to be a teenager, he has a different kind of a problem. And as you grow, and as your mind grows, the judgment mind, the egotist mind, your problems also grow in size, right? Of course, the mind is important. Everything that we do, everything that we are, thanks to the mind, it's because of the mind. But the same mind gives you a lot of doubts, right? And so I really want to get to the bottom of why we do have problems in the first place. Guys, all it takes is a shift in perspective. What you really have is not a problem. What you have is a courage problem, right? So if I am overweight, let's take a very small basic level example. My problem is not that I'm overweight. My problem is a courage problem, the courage to wake up at 5 every day and work out. If I do that, my problem will no longer be a problem. If I am in a floppy, one sided relationship and I'm not ready to leave the relationship, my problem is not that I'm in a flawed relationship or that the other person is flawed. My problem is that I lack the courage to leave the relationship because I have been getting a sense of identity from the relationship. So I don't want to leave it. Or I don't have the courage to accept what the other person wants. That's a problem. That's a courage problem. That's not, the problem is not that the other person doesn't want me. The problem is that I lack the goddamn courage to accept it. Right? And so it's not very difficult. Wants and needs and desires change every day. They wanted you yesterday, they don't want you today, they could want you again tomorrow. But that's not the problem. The problem is you think of everything as having an element of permanence to it. Permanence. So when people are good to you, you think that, okay, this is permanent. And then when something happens that shifts your viewpoint, you feel like your entire world has crumbled. And then when it gets back into shape, you feel happy again because you're getting your sense of identity from those things. And then you forget to have courage, the courage to live in the now, live in the present moment. Just face things as they are. It doesn't mean that things will never get better. Of course, they're only going to get better. But you must first have the courage to accept where you are right now, because if you don't accept the now, how can you go to something better? If I don't accept that I'm failing in my subjects, how am I ever going to ace my exams? If I don't have the courage to accept that I am overweight, then how am I ever going to work my way towards shedding the weight? If I'm not going to accept that my relationship with X, Y, and Z is flawed, then how am I going to make the relationship better? I have to first accept things as they are, and that takes courage. And when I do have the courage, most of my problems go away. So, when was the last time you had a problem with someone? Let me ask you this question. And I know the answer: yesterday. I'm sure yesterday you had a problem with your coworker, with your friend, with your life partner, with your boyfriend, with your kid, with whoever. You had a problem. right? Am I right? Of course, you had a problem yesterday with somebody, right? And so, what is that problem? The problem is not the situation, the problem is how you're dealing with the situation by not having the courage to deal with it. Courage can take different forms and shapes, but you've got to have courage. If you're my friend and I have a problem with you, the problem is not that you are, acting in certain ways that make me have less faith in you as a friend. The problem is that I am not talking it out with you because I'm scared that if I say those things to you, then you won't be my friend anymore. So I don't say it to you. I'm scared. What if I say this and I offend you? Right? That's a problem because every time I do that, there's always. So every time you have a problem now with anybody else, ask this question: what courage am I lacking? Am I lacking the courage to politely say no, especially to people pleasers? Am I lacking the courage to politely say no? Will saying no make my problem go away? Am I lacking the courage to, reject the other person when they are pushing my boundaries, right? Am I lacking the courage to assertively state my viewpoint? Am I lacking the courage to say to someone to their face that they have hurt me and the way that they have behaved with me is not fair? Am I lacking the courage to say that to them because they are 40 years elder to me, they are 20 years elder to me, they're my father in law, they're my, I don't know, they're my boss who are going to promote me, and if I say this to them, then they won't promote me anymore. If I say this to them, they'll chuck me out of the house, or blah, 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 blah. So, because of those reasons, I can't say anything, and what I do instead is dwell on it and dwell on it and dwell on it. And the next thing I know, I have a headache, and the next thing I know, I have a high BP. And what's next? A heart attack? Are you fucking kidding me? You've got to have courage. Courage is the answer to all your problems, like it or not. So, guys, my only request is this: courage is not something that happens overnight. You keep working on yourself as an individual, on your personality. And when I say personality, I do not mean buying better clothes or shedding weight to look slimmer and hotter or making your skin or hair better. When I say personality, the strength in your character, the content of your heart, and the depth of your brain, and the way that you click with people, and the way you make them laugh, and the way you make them fall in love with you and fall in love with them unconditionally, right? That has nothing to do with any of your dressing or your hair. Who cares? So work on that. That doesn't happen overnight. Gain confidence, gain self esteem until you get to a point where you call yourself a courageous, bold person. And when you do that, when you transform, you find that your problems are shrinking. If you are a Hindu, particularly if you're a Hindu, you must definitely be knowing who Lord Hanuman is and why is he so great. It's not that he was free of problems. His life had a lot of problems. But my question to you is, if you know anything about Lord Hanuman, I want you to answer me this. How did he face those problems? By sitting in his bedroom, dwelling about it, crying, feeling hurt, taking a blood pressure pill, right? Holding his heart, feeling pity, drawing sympathy. That? Or he was like, yes, I'm gonna go pick the entire Sanjeevani booty. Yes, I'm gonna do everything I can in my spine to fix this problem. He had that courage, guys. And he won't be offended by you if you try to have the same courage. He won't say, how dare you? Keep being the fearful person that you are. That's why you need me. No. He will love you for it. He'll be proud of you. He'll be glad he could inspire you to do something wonderful. So guys, step up your goddamn game. Stop having problems with people and get some courage. Ciao.